Hi everyone, welcome to online coaching program for the Kerala PSC exam Polytechnic Lecturer Mechanical conducted by Vadyar Online Academy. In this lecture, we will discuss important MCQs corresponding to our previous lectures on trigonometric functions. I invite you to solve problems given in this lecture and check the solutions given in the video. So take a pen and paper, let's get started. In this lecture, we will solve 10 multiple choice questions, out of which 8 questions are taken from previous year PSC exams, previous year Polytechnic Lecturer PSC exams. Okay, so let's start with problem number 1. The value of sine 15 degrees. We are asked to calculate the value of sine 15 degree. Okay, so we are familiar with the values of sine functions. We know what is sine 0, we know what is sine 30, etc. up to sine 90 degree. But we do not know the value of sine 15 directly. So to solve this question, we will have to use few equations that we studied in previous lectures. So please pause the video and try to solve this by yourself. Okay, now coming to the solution, okay, we may rewrite sine 15 degree as sine 45 degree minus 30 degree. Okay, now this expression sine 45 minus 30 is in the form sine a minus b. Okay, and we know what is sine a minus b. Sine a minus b is equal to sine a into cos b minus cos a into sine b. Okay, so please use this formula and try to solve this. Okay, so here the result will be sine 45 minus 30 will be equal to sine 45 degree into cos 30 degree minus cos 45 degree into sine 30 degree. Okay, now let's substitute the values of these trigonometric functions. Sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 into cos 30 degrees root 3 by 2 minus cos 45 is 1 by root 2 and sine 30 is 1 by 2. Okay, now here 1 by root 2 is common. So we may take out 1 by root 2 outside as a common factor. So 1 by root 2 into root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Okay, so this is equal to 1 by root 2 into root 3 minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so it can be simplified as root 3 minus 1 divided by 2 root 2. Okay, so here the answer is given by option D, root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2. Okay. Now let's try to solve problem number 2. If sin x is equal to minus 5 by 13 and if x is in the third quadrant, then what is cos x? So we are asked to calculate the value of cos x. It is given that x is in the third quadrant and also sin x is given, it is equal to minus 5 by 13. Okay. So try to solve this by yourself. Please pause the video and try to solve this one. Okay, now coming to the solution, we may solve this by using the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, suppose we have a right angle triangle like this. Okay, with angle x here. Okay, so with respect to angle x, this is the opposite side, this is the adjacent side, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay, now it is given that sin x is equal to minus 5 by 13. Sin x is equal to minus 5 by 13. Okay, and we know that for a right angle triangle like this, sin x is equal to the length of opposite side divided by the length of hypotenuse. Okay, so here as per this, since sin x is equal to minus 5 by 13, the length of this opposite side will be equal to 5 in magnitude and the length of this hypotenuse will be nothing but 13. Okay, and we can calculate the length of adjacent side by using the Pythagoras theorem. The length of adjacent side will be equal to root over hypotenuse length square minus opposite side length square. Okay, so in this case the length of adjacent side will be hypotenuse length is 13, therefore 13 square minus opposite side length is 5, so 13 square minus 5 square. So if you simplify this, we will get the length of adjacent side, that will be equal to root over 169 minus 25, and that is equal to root over 144, which is nothing but 12. So the length of adjacent side is 12. Okay, now we know that for this right angle triangle, cos x will be nothing but the length of adjacent side divided by the length of hypotenuse. Okay, so we calculated the length of adjacent side, we are getting it as 12. So this ratio will be equal to 12 divided by 13. Okay, 13 is the length of hypotenuse. Okay, so 12 divided by 13, that will be the magnitude of cos x. Okay, now the sign of this value, okay, whether it is positive or negative, that depends upon the quadrant in which x falls. So x is coming in the third quadrant. We know that in third quadrant cosine values are negative. Okay, so therefore here the right answer will be cos x equal to minus 12 by 13. Okay, and that is given by option D here. Okay, so option D gives the right answer, which is minus 12 by 13. Okay, problem number 3. If sin A is equal to cos A such that A belongs to the interval 0 degree to 90 degree, then tan A is equal to. So we are asked to calculate the value of tan A, and the angle is between 0 degree and 90 degree, and also it is given that sin A is equal to cos A. So please pause the video and try to solve this by yourself. Okay, now let's see the solution. Here the angle which comes between 0 degree and 90 degree, and that satisfies this condition, sin A equal to cos A, is nothing but A equal to 45 degree. Okay, we know that sin 45 degree is equal to 1 by root 2, and also cos 45 degree is also equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, so it is 45 degree which satisfies this condition, sin A equal to cos A in the interval 0 degree to 90 degree. Okay, so here tan of 45 degree, tan 45 degree is equal to 1. Okay, so here the right answer is given by option A, 1. Okay, now let's see problem number 4. If sin A is equal to 1 by 2 with A belonging to the interval 0 to 90 degree, then 4 cos cubed A minus 3 cos A is equal to. You may pause the video and try to solve this by yourself. Okay, now let's check the solution. Here we are asked to calculate the value of 4 cos cubed A minus 3 cos A, and it is also given that sin A is equal to 1 by 2. So sin A is equal to 1 by 2, that is the hint given, and it is also given that A is belonging to the interval 0 to 90 degree. So the value of A within the range 0 degree to 90 degree, which gives us a value of sin A equal to 1 by 2, is nothing but A equal to 30 degree. So when A is equal to 30 degree, we will get sin A equal to 1 by 2. Now we know that A is equal to 30 degree. We may substitute that here. So what we get is 4 cos cubed of 30 degree minus 3 cos of 30 degree. Okay, now we know that cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. So this expression can be rewritten as 4 into root 3 by 2 whole cube minus 3 into root 3 by 2. Okay, now here root 3 by 2 is common in both these terms. So let's rewrite this one as root 3 by 2 into 4 into root 3 by 2 whole square. Okay, we are taking 1 root 3 by 2 outside the bracket. So here what we left out will be 4 into root 3 by 2 whole square minus 3. Here we are taking root 3 by 2 outside the bracket. So left out term will be 3 into 1, that is 3. Okay. Now let's try to simplify this. We get it as root 3 by 2 into 4 into, here we have root 3 by 2 whole square. So that may be written as 3 divided by 4. Okay. Then minus 3. Okay. Now here 4 is common in both the numerator and denominator. We may cancel those two. So inside the bracket, what we have is 3 minus 3. So that is 0. So this entire expression will reduce to 0. Okay. So the value of 4 cos cubed a minus 3 cos a with a equal to 30 degree will be nothing but 0. Okay. So here the right answer is given by option C, that is 0. Okay. Now another way to solve this is by using the formula of cos 3a. Okay. We know that cos 3a is equal to 4 cos cubed a minus 3 cos a. Now from sin a equal to 1 by 2, we will come to know that a is equal to 30 degree. So once you substitute that here, what we get is cos of 3 into 30 degree. That is 3 into 30 degree is 90 degree. So cos 90 degree, and we know that cos 90 degree is 0. Okay. So this way, within a single step, we can solve this problem. Okay. So anyway, the answer is 0, and that is given by option C here. Okay. Now let's move on to question number 5. The value of sine 135 degree is equal to, we are asked to calculate the value of sine 135 degree. Okay, so 135 degree is an angle which is greater than 90 degree. So we are having a general method to solve this kind of problem. Let's see that. But before proceeding with the solution, let's have a look at functional values of angles in different quadrants. Okay. So in the first quadrant, if the angle theta belongs to the first quadrant, then theta may be expressed like this, pi by 2 minus alpha, or theta can be expressed like this, theta equal to 2 pi plus alpha. Okay. The same way, if the angle theta belongs to the second quadrant, then it may be represented like this, theta equal to pi by 2 plus alpha, or theta equal to pi minus alpha. Okay. In the same fashion, we may represent angles in third and fourth quadrants like this. Okay, here the angle alpha will be less than 90 degree and greater than 0 degree, greater than or equal to 0 degree. So it falls in the interval 0 degree to 90 degree. Okay, now let's see how to simplify sine of pi by 2 plus alpha. Okay, if you are asked to simplify sine of pi by 2 alpha, or if you are asked to find out sine of an angle which is greater than 90 degree, we may solve like this. Here sine function, the function what we have here is sine. Okay, it has to be replaced with its co-function, because here we are having a multiple of pi by 2. Okay, so sine has to be replaced with its co-function. Co-function of sine is nothing but cosine function. So sine has to be replaced with cos. Okay. And now the angle pi by 2 plus alpha has to be replaced with alpha. Okay. Then we have to assign a sign which is plus or minus with cos. So that depends upon the positivity or negativity of sine in the quadrant in which this angle belongs. Okay, so this angle is pi by 2 plus alpha. So it belongs to the second quadrant, and in second quadrant sine is positive. Therefore, we have to assign a positive sign here. Okay, so sine of pi by 2 plus alpha will be equal to cos of alpha, where alpha is an angle less than 90 degree. Okay, let's see another example. Cos of 3 pi by 2 minus alpha. Okay, so here again we are having a multiple of pi by 2, so we have to replace the function with its co-function. Okay, so we have to replace cos with sine. Sine is the co-function corresponding to cos. Okay, so we are replacing cos with sine. Then we have to replace the angle as alpha. Okay, and then we have to consider in which quadrant this angle belongs. 3 pi by 2 minus alpha, it belongs to the third quadrant. Okay, theta equal to 3 pi by 2 minus alpha belongs to the third quadrant. Okay, In third quadrant, cosine function, okay, in third quadrant, cosine function is negative. So here we have to assign a minus sign. Okay, so this minus sign depends upon the positivity or negativity of the function in the quadrant in which this angle belongs. So this angle belongs to the third quadrant, and in third quadrant cosine function is negative, so we are assigning a minus sign here. Okay, now let's see another example. Tan of 2 pi minus alpha. Okay, tan of 2 pi minus alpha. Okay, so this can be written like this. Here we have a multiple of pi. Okay, what we have is 2 pi. So it's a multiple of pi, not a multiple of pi by 2. Therefore, the function what we have here remains the same. Okay, there is no change in the function. Here we will have tan function itself. So tan of 2 pi minus alpha can be written as tan of alpha. We have to replace 2 pi minus alpha with alpha. There is no change in function because we are having multiple of pi here. Okay, now we have to consider in which quadrant this angle belongs. 2 pi minus alpha, it belongs to the fourth quadrant. 2 pi minus alpha belongs to the fourth quadrant. Okay, so in fourth quadrant tan is negative. Okay, so tan function is negative in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so therefore we have to assign a minus sign here. Okay, so tan 2 pi minus alpha is equal to minus tan alpha. Okay, so function remains the same on both left hand side and right hand side because we are having multiple of pi here. Okay, and we are assigning a minus sign here because this tan function is negative in fourth quadrant. Okay, so based on this, let's try to solve problem number 5. So sine 135 can be expressed like this. Sine 135 degree is equal to sine 90 degree plus 45 degree. Okay, so it is nothing but sine pi by 2 plus 45 degree. Okay, so sine pi by 2 plus 45 degree can be written like this. It is equal to cos 45 degree. Okay, because here we have multiple of pi by 2, so sine function is changed or replaced with its co-function cos, and pi by 2 plus alpha, it is written as alpha. Okay, now pi by 2 plus 45 degree. Okay, this belongs to the second quadrant, and in second quadrant sine function is positive, so we have to assign a positive sign here. Okay, so sine 135 degree is equal to plus cos 45 degree, and we know what is cos 45 degree. It is equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, so here answer is 1 by root 2, which is given by option A. Now we can also approach this problem like this. Sine 135 degree can be also written like this. Sine 180 degree minus 45 degree. Okay, so it is nothing but sine pi minus 45 degree. Okay, so we can make a modification here. Sine pi minus 45 degree can be written like this. Sine of 45 degree. Okay, because here we have multiple of pi, so there is no need to change the function, so we are keeping sine as such, and pi minus 45 degree, we are replacing that with 45 degree, and we have to assign a sign here, plus or minus. So we have to check the quadrant. This angle pi minus 45 degree belongs to the second quadrant, and in second quadrant sine is positive, so we are assigning a positive sign here, so plus. Okay, so sine 135 degree is also equal to plus sine 45 degree, and we know what is sine 45 degree. It is 1 by root 2. Okay, so we are getting the answer as 1 by root 2 once again. So we are getting the same answer. Okay, so this way also we can solve this. Okay, now let's see another problem. Problem number 6. The value of sec minus 240 degrees. Okay, so please pause the video and try to solve this by yourself. Okay, now coming to the solution. Here we have sec minus 240 degree. Okay, so at first what we can do is we may replace it like this. sec minus 240 can be written as 1 by cos minus 240 degree. Okay, and we know that cos of minus theta, it's equal to cos theta itself. Okay, cos is a even function, therefore cos of minus theta, it will be equal to cos theta itself. So here what we have is 1 by cos of minus 240, so that will be equal to 1 by cos 240 degree itself. Okay, now this 240 degree, okay, we may write it like this: 180 degree plus 60 degree. Okay, so cos 240 degree, okay, we may write like this: cos 180 degree plus 60 degree. Okay, and that will be equal to cos pi plus 60 degree. Okay, now let's apply the method what we studied. Okay, here we have pi, so it's a multiple of pi, and therefore there is no need to change the function. Cos will remain as such, cos itself. Then angle pi plus 60 degree we will replace with 60 degree, and then we have to assign a sign here which is plus or minus, that depends upon the quadrant in which this angle belongs. Okay, so the quadrant in which this angle belongs is third quadrant. In third quadrant, the cosine function is negative, so we have to apply a minus sign here. So what we get is minus cos 60 degree. Okay, and we know what is cos 60 degree. Cos 60 degree is 1 by 2, so what we have here is minus 1 by 2. Okay, and we may substitute that here, so this will be equal to 1 divided by minus 1 by 2. 1 divided by minus 1 by 2, and that is equal to minus 2. Okay, so here the answer is minus 2, and that is given by option A. Okay. Problem number 7. The maximum value of sin x plus cos x is. We are asked to calculate the maximum value of sin x plus cos x. Okay, so here we have to apply a general formula. The maximum value of a sin x plus b cos x is plus root over a square plus b square. Okay, and the minimum value of a sin x plus b cos x, it is minus root over a square plus b square. Okay, so we may apply this formula here. Okay, what we have here is sin x plus cos x, and we are asked to calculate the maximum value. Okay, so coefficient of sin x here is 1, and here the coefficient of cos x is also 1. So maximum value will be root over 1 square plus 1 square. So that is equal to root. Okay, problem number 8. If sin theta by cos theta plus cos theta by sin theta is equal to 2, then theta is equal to. We are asked to calculate the value of theta for which this expression is valid. Okay, so you may try this by yourself. Please pause the video and try to solve this. Okay, now coming to the solution, we have sin theta by cos theta, that may be replaced as tan theta, okay, plus cos theta by sin theta may be replaced as cot theta. Okay, now sum of these two should be equal to 2. Okay, so the theta value for which we get sum of tan and cot equal to 2 is nothing but theta equal to 45 degree. Okay, when tan theta value is equal to 1 and cot theta value is equal to 1, we get 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Okay, so when theta is equal to 45 degree, okay, we get tan theta equal to 1 and cot theta equal to 1. Okay, so therefore the angle at which we get this expression valid is nothing but theta equal to 45 degree or theta equal to pi by 4. Okay, so therefore here the right answer is given by option B, that is pi by 4. Okay, now let's see problem number 9. calculate the value of root 3 by sine 20 degree minus 1 by cos 20 degree. So we are asked to calculate the value of this expression. Okay, so you may pause the video and try to solve this by yourself. Okay, now coming to the solution of this problem. Okay, at first what we can do is we may combine these two terms. Okay, we may combine these two terms like this: root 3 into cos 20 degree minus 1 into sine 20 degree divided by sine 20 degree into cos 20 degree. Okay, then we will multiply the numerator terms with 1 by 2. Okay, so numerator term will become root 3 by 2 into cos 20 degree minus 1 by 2 into sine 20 degree. So multiplying both terms with 1 by 2, and to nullify that multiplication, we will multiply this entire term with a factor 2. Okay, and the denominator term is modified like this. We will multiply the denominator term with 2, and to nullify that multiplication, we will multiply this entire term with a factor 1 by 2. Okay, now root 3 by 2 may be replaced as sine 60 degree. This 1 by 2 may be replaced as cos 60 degree. Okay, so numerator term becomes sine 60 degree into cos 20 degree minus cos 60 degree into sine 20 degree. Okay, that into 2. Okay, and denominator term remains the same. And now this numerator term what we have here is in the form of expansion of sine A minus B. Okay, so here in place of A we have 60 degree and in place of B we have 20 degree. So we may simplify this lengthy expression like this: sine of 60 degree minus 20 degree. Okay, that into 2. That will be the numerator term. And in the denominator we have 2 into sine 20 degree into cos 20 degree. So this is in the form 2 into sine A into cos A, which is nothing but sine 2A. Okay, so in place of A we have 20 degree here. So we may replace this expression as sine 40 degree, sine 2 into 20 degree, that is sine 40. Okay, then that into 1 by 2. Okay, so here in the numerator we have sine 40 degree. Okay, this is sine 40 degree, and this in the denominator we have sine 40 degree. So we may cancel these two. Now left out values are 2 and 1 by 2. Okay, so 2 by 1 by 2, we will get the answer as 4. Okay, so here the right answer is given by option D, that is 4. Okay, now let's move on to problem number 10. The value of cos 1 degree into cos 2 degree into cos 3 degree etc. up to cos 100 degree is. We are asked to calculate the value of the product containing these 100 cosine terms. Okay, so just pause the video and try to think about the answer. Okay, so here what will be the answer? Answer will be nothing but 0. Okay, because in this product one term will be cos 90 degree. Okay, which is equal to 0, and therefore the value of this product term will be nothing but 0. Okay, so here right answer is given by option D, that is 0. Okay, so with this we are winding up lecture 13. In lecture 14 we will continue with trigonometric functions. We will discuss about inverse trigonometric functions, and we will discuss few problems related to inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, so see you in lecture 14. Goodbye.